Hello there, Libra, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I am doing your February love reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies in your romantic love life with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. Let's see what we have here first. Family, friends, and guides. Oh, and on the bottom, loss. This doesn't have to be a recent loss. I feel as if January, with all the retrogrades, Mercury's still in retrograde. It goes direct. It'll be direct on February 4th. It's this energy. I feel like we're just kind of purging a lot of the emotions of things that we have lost in the past, relationships, taking a look at those, and, it's almost as if you're discovering for the first time, maybe, how much this conflict, this loss of this person has really affected you. Whenever we have a breakup, there's always that initial grieving process that we go through and everything. But, I feel as if since all of these eclipses and the retrogrades starting back in November, I think around November 19th, it just seems as if it's one wave after another of emotions, of kind of replaying, situations in your love life. And it could be romantic love, but I also feel like family, friends, it's kind of looking at the patterns in your relationships across the board, and feeling a sense of, just needing to purge the remains, that grieving, that end of that grieving process. Yeah, this round and round, you just cannot get rid of it. Really seriously, probably since November. And then on the bottom, observer. It's this, I'm getting this sense that you're almost being pulled back from your own life, if you will. It's kind of being pulled back and taking a look at a lot of your different relationships, how they connect, how there's patterns. You're kind of seeing all of this in a totally different light. And I know this is a romantic love reading, but it's this sense that you can't move forward in your romantic love life until you take a deep dive into this and looking at those patterns and trying to heal them, trying to see the connections, Really interesting. Wedding, soulmate. Pay attention to the red flags. Codependency. So take a look. This could be the pattern that you've had in some of your relationships. Once again, it does not have to be just romantic. It can be, we can have codependency in friendships, in family relationships, in everything. It's, it's as if you are looking at a relationship or wanting a new relationship to come in, but it's, already, I feel like it's not pay attention to the red flags. I feel like it's look at the patterns in the past and kind of try to figure out how you can heal those so that you can go on in a much more healthier way. And Libra, I know you've been working on this all through 2021. There's this sense now that we are in the Taurus North Node, about getting really down to work, getting down to the nitty gritty of looking at these patterns and doing something about them. When we were in the Gemini North Node, Gemini and Sag, it was kind of this dreamy idea of, looking at these patterns, looking at these situations that we've gone over and over in our life. And now with Taurus, it's kind of now it's time to really, to break these patterns. It's kind of like, you've spent time looking at the patterns, healing maybe the patterns. Now it's like, okay, it's time to break them. And strength here is on the bottom. You have the strength, you have the resiliency to do this work, Libra. I have to say, even in my own life, I feel as if, I'm always talking about exercising more and meditating more and, all of these things, the dreamy of what I really want to do. And then it comes down to actually doing it. And I am, pretty good at doing a lot of it, but not on a consistent basis, right? It's kind of like, I have felt lately this push to, and it's not an easy feeling. It's kind of like getting real with yourself. I have to admit, I'm trying to stick with it. I really am. I'm trying to stick with it. So, okay, let's get back to your reading. So let's see what your present energy is. 7 of Cups, looking at your options. I also, once again, I think you're looking at, getting clear. You're still confused. I don't think you're necessarily confused. I think you're trying to get the clarity about the patterns in your relationships. And then here is the Devil on the bottom. Libra, I just have to say it, here is this codependency. Underneath that is unrequited love. Okay. So, just take a look at that. When we have codependent relationships, a lot of times, I would say probably if you're here, right, in codependent relationships, we have one that overgives and then one that overtakes, one that chases, one that runs. Libra, I would say you've probably been the one that has overgiven. You are a pleaser. You don't like confrontation. You like harmony. And sometimes the the negative side of that is that you can tend to overgive because you want everybody to be harmonious. You don't want that confrontation. You don't want that conflict. We have conflict under here. Maybe taking a look at how your underlying wanting of harmony in your relationships, of not having any confrontations, of not speaking up, of, trying to please the person that you're in a relationship with. And once again, it doesn't have to be just romantic. It could be friend or family. How that is causing your relationships to end, or for you to be in this situation where you just have to walk away because it's like, oh my gosh, they have drained me, whether that is financially, emotionally, So here we have 4 of Wands on the bottom, wanting this stable life. 4 of Wands is also the twin flame card, okay? But it's wanting a stable life, wanting harmony. There's your harmony. Wanting to build a solid foundation in your next relationship. Right? So you're looking at all this stuff, right? You're like, I really want to break these patterns. I really do not want to do this again. This is just, it's sad, right? When we just keep repeating the same things over and over again. So your area of resistance is the High Priestess, perhaps needing to take some time out and really heal, listen to your heart. Try to figure out, what direction you want to go in next. Taking a look at, these patterns that are in your life and how you can really get to the root of it. And, Libra, I know, a lot of times when people come to these readings, they want to hear, new love on the path, that type of thing. And, I'm not saying that you're not going to have new love coming in, because you do have the wedding card and the soulmate card, but I get the clear sense that you're okay with a new love not rushing in. Like, I feel like you're really trying to break these patterns. There could be things that you are trying to incorporate in your life to help you break these patterns. And I really commend you for that. It's very easy sometimes to end one relationship and then just jump into another, because if we're in the next relationship, right, we don't have any time, to spend by ourselves looking at this stuff, and this is not easy. So let's go ahead. We also have Pluto coming in. Pluto, is difficult energy also. Okay, so I love this. This is the Ace of Swords. This is the clarity, clearing up this confusion that you've had, pinpointing. I love this, pinpointing, the pattern that you have to break. And, I know some of you are going to say, yeah, well, I know the pattern, but it's not just, it's breaking it. It's like taking this sword, right, and saying, okay, that's it. I am really going to, delve into this. I am going to break this pattern. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to change it, whatever it is. Perhaps your pattern is that, you jump into a relationship. As soon as somebody seems interested, you're kind of like, leaping right in, perhaps spilling your guts or whatever it is, or, jumping into intimacy before, the foundation, because we had the Four of Wands. It's like, no, go slow, build the foundation. Look for those red flags. Look for those red flags, but look for those red flags in yourself too. Look for those red flags that you're jumping into, repeating the same pattern. Yeah. With codependency, it is that energy of one person being more needy than the other. So just take a look at that, if say you're a woman and you start dating a man, and then all of a sudden you want him to come over and fix the kitchen sink, take out the garbage or whatever, and it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. We've only gone on 3 dates, It's just like, take a look at that. Okay, 9 of Cups. Oh, Libra, I'm so happy for you. This is really, like, I really feel like the universe is saying this is waiting for you. Your wishes, your dreams coming true. Wish granted. That's the energy of the wish granted. You're blocking it a little bit. You're resisting it because it has been a long trail. The 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. You've been through so much, and it's kind of like, okay, oh, look at this. Ace of Cups on the bottom. I love that. It is. It's getting this clarity. It is clean. I'm really getting this sense of, it's like a fresh, it's a they're giving me a slate, like a fresh slate. You're getting a fresh slate. Really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify this. With the 7 of Cups, we have the Page of Cups, the 4 of Cups, the Hierophant, death, rebirth. Okay, I feel like this is you transforming. This is the way you are changing. For some of you, you could have been getting some love offers, people coming in, maybe going out on some dates or something like that. But with the 4 of Cups here, it's like, no, I'm looking at all my options. I'm not really liking anything that's coming my way. And yeah, there is, this hope for a long-term committed relationship on down the line. But there's also this energy of changing your belief system around love, around relationships, around how to do relationships. You know, you could be still attracting some of the same stuff over and over again, and you're kind of like, oh, really done with that. You know, that's really not what I want. I'm changing, right? With the death card. I'm changing. I'm working on my my idea of what a long-term committed relationship is. I'm changing this codependency. You know, I want to be in a relationship where I can keep some of my independence. I can keep who I truly am. I don't want to jump into a relationship and then suddenly feel like I need to make the person I'm in the relationship happy. Like, I want to stay true to my authentic self. You work so hard to find your true authentic self. And I feel like that is, you know, you're kind of getting this inspiration to just keep looking. Like, okay, I'm not settling. Yeah, that's the feeling I get. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm not settling. You know, you may have settled in the past, but it's kind of like, no, I'm not settling. Because I'm not. I really get the sense you're like, I am not doing this again. I'm taking the sword and I am cutting that pattern right out of my life. What is that commercial? I'm going to wash that. Or it was a song? Was it a song or was it a commercial? I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. Something like that. I'm probably showing my age. Yeah, it was kind of a cute song. I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. And gender doesn't matter. I'm not saying that. It's this energy of, yeah, I am washing that old pattern that I had in love, the types of love that I was attracting. You attract the type of love that you are willing to have, right? And it's kind of like, you know, if you're still getting these offers and you're kind of like, right? I don't want that, you know? It's kind of like you're sending to the universe, okay, I'm done with that. But in order to attract something that you truly do want, okay, it's this energy of you gotta raise your vibration up to get to that level. You're gonna do it, Libra. You're gonna do it. King of Wands on the bottom. I feel like you're taking charge. Good for you. Okay, so let's see what this High Priestess says. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's getting... Okay, 9 of Pentacles on the bottom. I like this energy. This is independent, free, staying true to you. Staying true to you. And I feel like that is the basis. You know, that is the basis of what you really want to do. That area of resistance or your obstacle is going in and really, you know, I feel like for some of you, you're not really sure. You're wishing and hoping for this true love, but you may not yet know exactly what it is that you want to go after. You know, like, you know you want romance. You know you want love. You know you want a companion, a long-term partner or marriage or whatever it is that you want. But you may not necessarily quite be clear yet about what characteristics that person has. And I don't mean, you know, 6'2", dark hair, dark eyes. You know, it's kind of like, you know, what characteristics do you want your relationship to have? And taking a look at, okay, what characteristics? I don't want this codependency anymore. So what do I want? Oh, okay, wait a minute. I want to be able to continue working on my career. I want to have my independence and freedom so I can still go out with my friends on Tuesdays, whatever it is. I want time to work on my hobbies. I want time to, you know, work on my spiritual path. I want somebody that supports me in my spiritual path, you know, that understands perhaps spirituality and, you know, what that entails or, you know, what that may mean to you. Yeah, you want to have a strong foundation that is based on opening up emotionally to each other, not holding back. This energy of, okay, what is it that I want in this relationship? So then what characteristics? I got to get really clear. What characteristics do I need to bring to the relationship, and what characteristics am I looking for in the person I'm trying to attract? That's way much bigger than 6'2", dark hair, dark eyes. And Libra, you are, a beautiful entity yourself, and you are attracted to beauty, right? But I feel like you are being called to not look at the surface. It's about looking deep within yourself about what it is that you want in a relationship, and then what characteristics you want. You must, it's almost like, okay, this is what I want in my relationship, so what type of person do I need to attract? Where do I need to be flexible? Like if I want to see my friends on Tuesday nights, then I have to be flexible if the person I'm attracting has, kind of like a standing Thursday night with, their friends, right? Okay, I have to be flexible to that, right? I can't be needy and say, oh no, I want my Tuesday nights, but I need you here with me on Thursday nights, right? It's just like getting this clarity. Really, I feel like you're getting this clarity about how, about exactly what it is that you want in a relationship. Really interesting, because I feel like it's based on more on your spiritual path than it is on, characteristics in the 3D. It's not necessarily like how much money they make, or what kind of car they drive, or what kind of job they have, or, do they like to travel or not like to travel. It's almost as if you're trying to attract somebody that is emotionally, mentally supportive, spiritually supportive of you. Really interesting. Moon card on the bottom. This is still kind of confusion, fears. You have that death card, and I'm going to say, I think you're really transforming the type of person that you may be wanting to bring into your life. Yeah, having the strength. Oh my gosh. Justice, you're showing up. There's your energy. Wanting balance, a long term. And, I feel like with this Emperor, sometimes this is like an energy of controlling, but I don't feel like it is in this situation. I feel like you're wanting to, the Emperor builds things. I think you want to build a relationship that is balanced and long term, and that that you have to be, there's your energy too, kind of clear. You have to take this slowly. You have to go one step at a time. And that, when conflicts show up, it's about dealing with those conflicts, not running away from them, or trying to make the other person happy so they don't leave. It's like, okay, let's discuss this conflict and understand that there is sunshine, like there could be a little rain cloud, and that's okay. Yeah, you're getting clarity about what it is. This is Gemini energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini, but that you have the strength, the courage to really choose. This is also the old choice card, to choose what is really good for you, and to resist loves that are, maybe a little bit more passionate, right? A little bit more, more like maybe what you've gone with in the past, and I'm not saying that you don't want passion. I don't mean that at all, but it's kind of like you may have in the past felt like, there were things, the way the person looked, or the job, or their lifestyle, or something like that was super, super important to you. And now I feel like you're willing to resist some of those temptations in order to get this really deep connection. And I don't mean that doesn't, that you shouldn't feel like you shouldn't, that you don't have to be attracted to the person. There is something about chemistry, right? And physical attraction and feeling that connection with somebody on a physical level. That is also important. But I feel like you've upgraded from that. You understand that the physical attraction doesn't necessarily last forever. That could have been maybe the pattern that you're seeing, something like that. Really interesting. I really feel like you have spiritually evolved, and that's why you're kind of like, like you're still kind of like you're getting, you may be getting some offers, or like on a dating app or something like that, and it's like like not really, but it's because I think you're becoming more aware of a connection on a higher level than what you've had before. Really nice energy, Libra. Nice energy. Okay, so let's see what this Nine of Cups is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. New coming in. We have the Ace of Wands with the Page of Swords. Okay, now for some of you, this could be a message from somebody in the past that wants a new start. But I also feel like, that's not going to resonate with everybody. We have the Tower card. I feel like out of the blue, literally out of the blue, you get this, it could be a message, but I feel like you get this information, this idea of how to go in a new direction in love, and what your Nine of Cups truly is, that you're willing to put time and energy into it. And it could be that this is actually a new person that you meet, like somebody new comes on your path and you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is totally different, right? This is totally different than what I've seen in the past. I think I'm going to explore this a little bit more. And it doesn't mean that you have to fall in love or anything like that. I feel like you're at least like, oh, wait a minute. I've been in this energy of, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute. This person's different. I think I'll spend a little bit of time. They might be my Nine of Cups, right? I feel like for some of you, you might have some anxiety, but yeah, look at this. Okay, this is what the message I'm getting is that one of the things is that, when you move away from maybe what you have been dating in the past, and then something new comes in, right? And you're like, okay, I think I'm going to spend some time with this person. I just want to get to know them. I just want to get to know them a little bit. At first, it's going to feel so different to you that you might have some anxiety. Where did my Nine of Swords go? Oh, here it is. You might have some anxiety about it because this person is so different than what you have dated or been in relationships with in the past. And you're going to be like, I don't know, right? I mean, it's like this person is so different. Okay, but here's the thing. You've been waiting for different, right? You want to build a different love connection. You can't do that if you keep going back to the same type of people, right? You have to break this pattern by going in a different direction. Once again, this person may not end up being the person you're in a long-term committed relationship with. It's about learning to see if they are. Look at this, Queen of Wands. I feel like this person gets you inspired to try love out again, right? To get back into the love arena. Yeah. So, if you've been dating, 6'2", dark hair, dark eyes, and then somebody comes in and, they're 5'6" and light hair and blue eyes or whatever, right? And it's kind of like, yeah, but they're not my type. That's kind of like a good sign. It's kind of like, okay, but just kind of like go in a new direction. Yeah, I really feel like it's time for a new direction. Oh, lovely. Okay. Potential. See, I think you have potential with a new relationship. It is about forgiving yourself, forgiving the past, realizing that even perhaps in your family relationships, there's this sense of having to forgive, knowing that that was on your soul's journey, that you've learned those lessons, that you have evolved, you are ready to break these patterns, you're ready to go in a new direction. And look at this, right? Potential romance, like you have something new coming in. I love the energy here. I love the energy. And I know, Libra, from reading your comments and everything, it kind of has been a long journey for you. The other thing I want to say is that, this was here. They're bringing this into me. Religious factors. I feel like your spirituality has been a factor in this changing, of moving away from this. Yeah, this is not really what I want, and into something that is closer to what you want. Okay, so let's see what we have. Twin flames, your passion ignites. Okay, now for some of you, we have the Four of Wands on the bottom a while back in the early part of the reading, and I said that's the twin flame energy. For some of you, I do feel like you may to me there's two scenarios here. You could be actually, now that you have broken the pattern, you've gone on your soul's journey, and now you have evolved, you have ascended, you are now attracting in your twin flame. And I feel like this lightning bolt is like, you meet this person and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like seriously, where have you been my whole life, right? It's kind of like, oh, now I get why all those other relationships didn't work. I had to ascend, I had to come to this part of my journey. For others of you, if you feel like you're on a twin flame path and you've been separated from your twin, it could be that now that you have ascended, perhaps your twin has ascended, and now you are coming together to reunite, because that is part of the twin flame path. And we do have codependency. Codependency is very prominent in twin flame paths, because one is the chaser, one is the runner. You have to go through that scenario, have the separation, go your own ways, do your own inner work, and then you can ascend. But remember, if you were the chaser, you have to move away from the connection in order for your twin to want to come back. So if you're not familiar with twin flames, there's a lot of information on the internet and on YouTube. So you can get some more, education about the twin flame journey. Really interesting. Well, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. Really nice reading. I'm really excited for you, because I feel like over the course of the next month or so, you're really recognizing, you're really getting your clarity about where it is, these patterns that you're not only recognizing, but now you're putting the work into actually breaking them. So I'm going to wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. If you did resonate, please consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.